India were the big side. I mean, their stick work was considerably better than ours. Playing on grass pitches, we couldn't really cope. We had the odd Anglo-Indian in our side whose stick work was almost the equivalent of yours, but I mean they were magicians and we had to try and make up in other ways. People laugh at the old-fashioned stick, which is not exactly straight, but there wasn't too much of a bend on it. It was while I was at Cambridge, I think, that the curve became greater, and of course it's even more so now. As I remember, a fairly makeshift structure which one went up onto with the captain in front and the team behind. Yes, it was a wonderful moment.
The bronze medal match, which you obviously won, you defeated Pakistan 2-1, I think, didn't you?
I'm sure you're right.
Looking at my notes. So you don't remember anything about that then, that match?
No, well, nothing particularly stood out. It was a very hard match. We were struggling because the Pakistan stick work was very good, and but they weren't as well together as the Indians. They just were. Just not as good. I mean, the Dutch, I think we could have beaten had we been in the other half, although their stick work was good. But, I mean, our stick work wasn't too bad, but we just couldn't cope with the very best.
I suppose one thing that's sort of mentioned about the Indian team then was the sort of the development of their technique, the Indian dribble. I mean, was that something you could do then, or
no?
No,
well, this was our trouble. We tended to go with our stick, when we were dribbling from left to right, with a stick under the ball. They would go with a stick over the ball, which me maintained was very largely obstruction, because they got their stick between us and the ball. But, of course, it was never blown. It would all happen so quickly. But that was our contention. Mind you, everybody does it now anyway, so... it's presumably all right.
It's historic. We've been arguing for a long time to try and get this rectified, and for these two great Olympians to now get their medals so long after 1952 is a magnificent occasion for hockey and for British sport.
And explain why they didn't get their medals.
Well, it was a draw because there were only 11 medals on offer and there were two who weren't going to be able to get them, so they literally drew straws as to who was going to get them, and the two who played in the earlier rounds didn't get them, but have finally today got them, and the International Olympic Committee have agreed that they should get them. So it's a historic occasion, but fantastic for them.